All right, welcome to our next episode of the Fireside Chat with Adrian and Ken. We're going to talk today about morning routines in terms of exercise and also how to eat right.
Correct. Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, are you ready? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. Let me do it. So I wanted to go over just a real quick workout that you could do in the morning when you get up to get yourself going. And this could be anywhere from 6 minutes to you can make it as long as you want. It's depending on how many times that you rotated, that you go kind of like a circuit training thing. So it's just going to be, let me see here, about 4 or 5 movements.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to start with, let me get this placed here so you can see me. All you're going to do is start with jogging in place. It's just going to kind of get you warmed up. And you can do that for 1 to 2 minutes or so, get your blood kind of pumping. The next exercise is a squat. Everybody knows what a squat is, but let me just demonstrate it. When you do a squat, your feet should be about hip width apart. And when you do a squat, make sure that your knees don't go in like that. It's bad for your knees. Just make sure that your knees track over your feet. And you want to kind of go over the little bit outside the big toe. So it's just going to be kind of like that. It's not going to be like this. Not going to be like this. It's going to be in kind of in line with your feet, basically. And your feet want to be pointing about straight forward for most people. And you're just going to keep your back kind of flat. And you go down as far as you can comfortably go. Coming up, squeeze your butt as hard as you can. Contract your quadriceps. Might as well get everything involved. Squeeze everything and then back down. And you can do between 10 and 15 repetitions of those. And then the next exercise I'm going to have you do is a push-up. And I'm going to have you do a countertop push-up. So you're going to be at home. So I'm just going to turn you around here. But the thing to remember about a push-up is you got to keep your core really tight. And by core, I mean your butt and your stomach. So just pull in your stomach and squeeze your butt. And that'll keep everything tight. So from your ankles to your shoulders, straight as a board. Okay, so we don't want this. You see how I'm doing that? You don't want your butt pooched out. You just want to kind of squeeze your butt, pull your stomach in. And I like to start with your hands, just bend your elbows and abduct your shoulders just a tiny bit. And that's where you start. So if you wanted to kind of get into position, you kind of go like this. And then straighten up your body. And then here you go. There's your right position for your arms. And you just go down until you feel comfortable and then come back up. Or until you touch, because you can't go any further than that. And then push up. And then you want to make sure that you blow out on the way up on this one. Make sure you breathe on all these exercises. Of course, it's important. The next exercise I want to show you is what's called abdominal bracing. We're going to do it standing position. You can do it lying down or in a seated position, but I'm going to show you standing. Abdominal bracing works your transverse abdominis muscles, which is really important for your spine health. Adrian, have you ever had a coughing cold where at the end of 3 or 4 coughing days, your stomach is really sore? It's like, oh, that's really sore. You have that?
Yeah.
That's your transverse abdominis. So we're going to work that. And speaking of colds, what you'll do is first off, you're going to press your lower back into the floor and you're going to cough. And when you cough, the end of that cough, your stomach is going to be really, really tight. And that's where you're going to hold it. So you're going to go, so you're blowing out and pulling your stomach in at the same time. And you're just going to hold that for 30 seconds to a minute. Really, really pull that stomach in and breathe shallowly. Don't hold your breath. And that's going to be your third exercise. Okay, the fourth exercise is going to be, it's called a backward lunge. And I like to use a chair for balance. It's just going to be like this. You're going to hold on to here. Step back with one foot and go down. You go down as far as you can. Some people are going to go down this far. And that's fine. And you're going to alternate. Go back down and up and then switch. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that the knee doesn't really go past the front toe on this one, and your upper body stays relatively upright. But this is for balance so that you don't fall over, which is good. We don't want you to fall over. That's not good. You get down and up. And those are 4 exercises. Those are 4 exercises. You ever seen Shrek where they say, 3, my Lord, 3, my Lord? But this is 4 exercises that you're going to do. And you can rotate that as many times as you want, depending on how much time you have. And then don't forget to cool down and stretch. And the stretching will be what you just worked. So it'll be for your arms and chest, it'll be the tricep like this, and then like this for your chest. And then for your legs, it's going to be quadriceps here, squeeze your butt, and then hamstring where you go like this. Keep your back nice and flat and you'll feel the stretch right here. And then that's a quick morning routine for you. it can take anywhere from 6 minutes or so up to as much time as you have. You could do it 3 or 4 or 5 rotations, and there you go.
That's a brilliant way to start the day. For the hamstring stretch, we couldn't see, but you had your leg straight, right? And
I had my
foot turned upwards. Okay.
Correct. I pulled my foot up and had my knee straight, and you bend at the hips, not at the spine. You bend at the hips. So the way to do that, to make sure you do that, is imagine your chest is touching your knee, not your head touching your knee, but your chest goes forward. That'll keep your back nice and flat.
Just a hinge at the hips. That's all, right?
It's a hip hinge. That's exactly what it is. It's a hip hinge.
I like how it works on some decent, like, big muscle groups too. Like, I like working with the quads first thing to kind of like wake them up. And then also the push-ups at the kitchen counter translate perfectly into how you can also incorporate proper nutrition in the mornings too, because at your counter doing some push-ups while you're waiting for maybe some water to boil for your green tea or your coffee with some healthier version of dairy or non-dairy milk, things like that. But basically what we want to do, because breakfast traditionally in America seems to be more either like high fat, like eggs and bacon, things like that, or high sugar, like the cereals that are just sweet and everybody loves, or fast food. What we really want to try to do is just make sure that we have a good balance of some protein, ideally some more plant-based protein, so we get some extra nutrients and fiber, but also some healthy fats. So you could throw walnuts into some oatmeal, for example. You could also have avocado on bagel or toast or gluten-free bread if that's what you need. And then also smoothies are super, super fast and easy. I know that we're kind of transitioning out of like summer, so that may not be as appealing, but I do have on the blog, onebitewellness.com, the most recent recipe is a pumpkin spice latte smoothie that is made with actual pumpkin and actual spices. None of this like sugary stuff in a jar kind of thing. Yeah, exactly. Or artificial flavors. So yeah, those are just some tips. You definitely want to stay hydrated too. A lot of times people are either starting their day with just plain coffee, which is technically a diuretic, or they're not really starting with much water than maybe to get some medications down, like a few gulps. So the morning would be a really good time to maybe have some warm water with lemon or some tea to just kind of like relax a little bit, first of all, but also to prepare your body in that relaxed state to receive the food rather than operating from more of a sympathetic state, which is where we don't digest very well. So those are some tips for breakfast. There are lots of different recipes on the blog of onebitewellness.com under the recipes tab, and they're all plant-based and gluten-free, dairy-free, lots and lots of different ideas so that you can have a healthy and wonderful start to your day without spending an hour in the kitchen. So
excellent. Thank you, Adrienne. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Any closing comments or things you want people to know about integrating exercise into their morning routine, or
do it on a regular basis?
That's what we talked about last time. Consistency, right?
Do it once a month. You got to do it at least 3 times a week. 2 to 3 times a week would be beneficial, more beneficial. Once a week is going to make you sore. So you have to do it more than that, and you'll see some results. And then once you see results, once people start seeing results, they get excited about that. So how about you? Do you have any last comments?
I like the kind of like piggybacking off of that. It's consistency, but it's also baby steps, right? So if we are stopping by fast food to get a McMuffin or whatever most days of the week, just do this for one day. Just make yourself a healthy breakfast. You might like it so much that you will also want to do that 2, 3, 4, 7 days a week. So it doesn't have to be painful. We can have a great morning by exercising our bodies and our minds and our everything else in basically 10 minutes, probably, right? Yep,
definitely.
And if you have anything that you want to know or is an important topic for you, please just leave a comment and we will address it in future fireside chats. Please join us next week and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Take care.
Bye.